You ever have that dream, the one where you take that thing you do on nights and weekends, that passion project, and turn it into your actual job? It's the dream for so many of us, but it always comes down to one massive question. When is the right time to actually jump? Well, today we're going to break down a really practical roadmap. We're talking financial, business, and even personal steps to help you figure that out. So, to kind of walk us through this, let's talk about Liam. He's a 30-year-old guy with a family. His day job, he's a salesperson in a pretty high-stress company. But when the workday is done, that's when he really comes alive, running a super popular corn dog stand at a local market. And this is where he's stuck, right? His day job just drains him, physically and mentally. But the side business, that's his passion, his dream. He's got all these ideas to expand it, maybe add new items to the menu, but he's totally tapped out on time and energy. So you can see the question he's wrestling with, the same one a lot of us face. The idea of quitting his day job to go all in on the corn dog stand is, well, it's really tempting. But then the fear kicks in. Is the income really going to be enough to support his family? How do you know when it's really time? Okay, so Liam went looking for some advice and met with a mentor who laid out a super clear plan. We'll start with that dilemma he's facing and the wisdom he got. Then we'll dive into the three big pillars: getting your financial foundation solid, building a real business blueprint, and making sure you have the personal grit to see it all through. And then we'll look at the path forward. First things first, before you even think about business strategy or marketing or any of that, you have to get your own finances completely locked down. This is the bedrock. Without this, everything else is just built on shaky ground. Liam's mentor gave him two financial rules, two absolute must-haves. You can think of these as a stress test for your dream, to see if it's really ready to take over for that steady paycheck. So here's the first big rule, and this one's a game changer. It is not enough for your side hustle to just cover your monthly bills. No way. Business income goes up and down, right? So the safe point to resign is when your business is consistently bringing in twice what your family needs. That extra buffer, that's your security against all the crazy ups and downs that are definitely coming. And the second rule, building an emergency fund. You need a safety net of at least 6 months' worth of your living expenses saved up and ready to go. This fund is what lets you sleep at night. It's what lets you focus on growing your business without having a panic attack every time you have a slow week. All right, so once your personal money is in order, then we can shift the focus to the business itself. Is this just a cool idea, or is it a real viable business that can actually support you and your family for the long haul? So Liam's mentor outlined these 4 key steps for turning a passion project into a real sustainable business. This isn't about some fuzzy vision board. This is about a concrete, proven plan of action. And this just nails the biggest mistake new entrepreneurs make. They try to go too big, too fast. As his mentor, Mr. Robert, put it, investing your life savings into a massive operation when you have no experience, well, it's like trying to fly a plane without ever going to pilot school. The chance of crashing is just way too high. So the advice is pretty straightforward. Start small. If you can sell 1 corn dog, great. Now try to sell 3. If you can handle 3, aim for 10. When you start small and grow step by step, you're not just building revenue, you're building priceless experience with almost no risk. Having a killer product is really just the starting line. You also have to become a master of the business itself. How are you going to market this thing? What are your best hours for sales? How do you manage your supplies and operations? And a huge one, how can you learn from other people's mistakes so you don't have to make them all yourself? And then there's this. Your business needs a proven track record. Before you even think about quitting that day job, you need to see stable, consistent profits for at least 3 to 6 months straight. This is how you prove to yourself that your success isn't just a lucky break. It's a real, sustainable business. And finally, for the business side of things, you've got to understand the risks. You got to know your battlefield. That means studying the market, checking out your competition, and really thinking about the challenges that are going to pop up. Because when you understand the risks, you can build strategies to dodge the bullets and maximize your chance of winning. Now, you can have all the money lined up, the most brilliant business plan in the world, but if you don't have this last piece, this final ingredient, well, none of it matters. We're talking about the right personal mindset. At the very core of it all is one word: determination. See, passion is what gets you started. It's exciting, but determination, that's what keeps you going when things get really, really hard. It's that grit to just push through the obstacles that are guaranteed to be in your way. And you will face them. I mean, are you really ready for some intense competition trying to steal your customers? Are you mentally prepared for your sales to be amazing one month and awful the next? Can you handle it when your main supplier disappears or a critical piece of equipment breaks down? This is the reality you have to be ready for. So, after hearing all this advice, what did Liam end up deciding? And more importantly, what does this whole framework mean for your own journey? And you know what? Liam's answer was actually brilliant. He didn't just rush out and quit his job. Instead, he realized he had some work to do. The real success here wasn't some snap decision. It was the fact that he now had a thoughtful, informed plan based on this solid framework. And that brings it all right back to you. Looking at this whole checklist, you don't have to have it all figured out today. That's not the point. The point is to ask yourself, what is my first small step? Is it starting that emergency fund? Is it proving my business can be stable for 3 months? Or maybe it's just learning a new skill. The journey from side hustle to main gig, it doesn't start with a giant leap. It starts with one single smart step.